do you want to create a 3D models for games? Or do you want to create animations for marketing purposes? Or do you simply want to learn Blender as a hobby? If you do, this video is for you. I'm a Blender beginner and I will show you some things if you're just starting. Keep in mind that I will only share what I learned from watching tutorials and what you need to know when you first start using Blender. First of all, what is Blender? Blender is a free 3D computer graphics software. It is used for creating animations, visual effects, and even 3D printed models. Many people use Blender to create game assets, cinematic scenes, and different types of 3D projects. Okay, this is Blender, and first thing you're going to see is cube. This is our object. Left of the cube is camera, and up here is light. But we don't need these two right now. So we want to move around our cube, or to be precise, we want to rotate ourselves to be on this side. How can we do that? We can do that by holding middle mouse button, or you can call it scroll, and just hold it. You can go left, you see, you can go right, you can go up, or you can go down. But if you want to move in Blender, you need to hold shift and you need to hold middle mouse button at the same time, and you can move left, right, top or bottom. So you need to select an object. Like if you see right now it's not selected, but you will see this orange yellowish lines. That means the object is selected. And when that is selected, you can move it by pressing G on keyboard. And now you see I'm moving it. What is the problem here? You can move it freely, but it's not in the perfect space. So now you can see it's in the middle. But if I go in the other side, it's not in the middle. So how to change that? When you made mistake, let's say I put it at the wrong place, you can fix that by pressing Ctrl and Z. You see, it's going back. So Ctrl Z is for undo. So how can you move your object very precise? Again, hold G. Now you see it's moving. But if you click G and Z at the same time, I can move it on Z axis. Okay, so it's moving up or down. If I click on X, it's going to move left to right. You see? And again, if I click Y, I can move it like this. Also, you can move it by holding G and middle mouse button. And if I pull up, you can see this white line. So basically it's pulling up because the white line is the closest to the blue one. If the line is closest to the green one, it's going to pull there and again there. And if it's closest to the red one, it can pull there and there. Okay, now we're going to learn how to rotate our object. But first we need to delete our cube. So how to delete our cube is by selecting an object and clicking X on keyboard and click delete. So now we need to add an object. So you add the object by pressing Shift and A, go in Mesh and go Cylinder. So now we have a cylinder, you see? We want to rotate our object. The shortcut for rotate is R on keyboard. And now you can rotate your object. But if you want to rotate it on axis, you can click R and Z, R or X, or R or Y. You can also rotate your object by double pressing R. And now you can rotate it like this. You see, it may be good, but I think it's easier to rotate it by axis. Now we are going to learn how to scale an object. Select an object, and the shortcut for scale is S. Press S and you can move. Also, you can scale it in Z-axis, X-axis, or Y-axis. So it's not that hard. So now is the perfect time to repeat the things we did in the video. How to move an object. Press G and you can move it with Z, with X, or Y. You can rotate it by pressing R and C, R and X, R and Y, and you can scale it by pressing S and Z, S and X, and S and Y. There is also one more thing that I didn't show you, and it's called Propertize. And the shortcut for Propertize is N. So press N, you're going to see this: location, rotation, scale, and dimensions. So what is the point here? If I, for example, change my scale like this, it's nothing changed at all. But if I pull it, it's changing. Also with Y, with Z, so it's changing. Instead of doing S and Z, X and X, I can do it here, and I can scale it. I can even change my location. So right now location is 0 meters. If I change X on 1 meter, it's going to move. Also with rotation, for example, I can rotate it 90 degrees. You see, it's changed. Now I'm going to show you how camera works. So if you want to go in camera, we can either press here, or we can press 0 on numpad, and you can go in camera. So how can you move camera? First of all, you need to select camera. You can select it by pressing here on these edges, or I mean these lines, or you can press here at top right corner. It's easier to press here because I think you can miss here. Sometimes you can miss these lines. So press here and press G to move camera. But you might think, is there an easier way to move camera? Yes, it is. So what are you going to do? Press N to go in properties, go into view, and click lock camera to view. So now our camera is locked to view. How it works: if I zoom out, the camera is staying on my view. If I want to rotate, the camera is staying on my rotations. If I turn that off, if I want to rotate, you see, I'm just rotating myself without camera. So we go again in camera mode by pressing 0 on numpad, click camera to view, we can zoom out, we can rotate, and we can move our camera. How can we do that? Is by pressing shift and middle mouse button and drag it. Like if you want to move in layout. Thank you for watching, and I hope you understood me because English is not my first language, and see you guys in the next video.